All right. So what I'll do is let me grab my breathing ball and we'll all start together. And let's sit in a seat. So something comfortable, like a crisscross applesauce, or we call it sometimes flower pose or lotus pose, easy pose. Just a way where you can sit and your spine's a little bit taller, you're sitting up a little bit longer. And you might even start to close your eyes if you'd like. And you can, if it feels okay, bring one hand to your belly and one hand right to the center of your chest. And we'll think of our breath in 3 different parts. So our belly, our lungs, and our chest. And see if you can take a deep breath in and imagine all 3 parts grow just a little bit bigger, like you're filling up a balloon. And as you breathe out, they empty and get a little bit smaller. And we'll do that a few times more together. Breathe in like you're filling up that balloon, filling up that space. And then breathe all the way out. 2 more. Breathe in. Big breath out. Last one. See if you can sit up taller. Make that balloon a little bit bigger as you breathe in. And then all the way out. Bring your hands, touch your knees. Your hands can come to your knees. And again, sit up really, really tall here. And then see if you can do the same thing without your hands on your belly and on your chest. Breathe in. This time, open your mouth as you exhale. A slow breath out. Do that 2 more times. Breathe in. Open your mouth. You might even let out the sound, ha, like a sigh. Last one. In and out. Ah, nice. And you can keep your eyes closed and continue to breathe just like that. Or if it feels like you want another way or something else to look at while we breathe, you can use this visual of a breathing ball. I feel like it works for all ages, right? Like we can all benefit from this like visual cue that reminds us to breathe in a little bit bigger and breathe out. So just like our bodies, right? They get bigger on an inhale and they get smaller as we exhale. You can use this breathing ball as a reminder. Oh, I see you taking deep breaths, Claire. Excellent job. All right, keep your eyes on this breathing ball. Let's see if we can all breathe together. We'll take 3 big breaths. Ready? Breathe in and out. In and out. Nice work. Last one. Breathe in and out. Raise your hand if you already feel a little bit calmer than you did before. Claire, do you feel calmer than you did before? Working on it? Okay, we're getting there. Maybe a little more, a little higher. Now, what we can do is we can use our even bigger breathing ball. Do you remember this one? Yeah, this one's really cool. So it gets even bigger. So we have to take even bigger breaths, right? But what I'd like you to do is with this one, we are going to count in to the count of 3 to make it really, really big. And then we'll all the way out. Okay, we'll do this all together. Can we do 3 of them together? Sound good? All right, breathe in for 1, 2, 3. You might even reach your hands all the way up to make your body even bigger. And then breathe all the way out. Excellent. 2 more like that. Breathe in 1, 2, 3. And then breathe all the way out. Last one. Breathe in 1, 2, 3. And then breathe all the way out. Nice work. So I'll keep my breathing balls close by here so you can see them and they can remind you to take deep breaths even as we move. And so I thought that we could maybe move through a few sun salutations. So that's just another way of waking our body up, right? Like we were waking up with the sun and saying hello to the sun. So if it feels okay, you can stand up on your feet, coming up to standing. Might as well just get up and move, right? And start to just like move your body around. So you could wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll out your wrists, your ankles, waking everything up to start. Nice. And then come to mountain pose. So you'll stand up really tall here, like the tallest mountain you can be. Take a big breath in, big breath out. And on your next breath in, reach all the way up, an even taller mountain you become. And you might even come up onto your tiptoes. You might even play with your balance here and lift up to your tiptoes. Your heels will rise. And then as you breathe out, fold forward and touch your toes. Nice. Now, as you breathe in, touch your knees. See if you can make your back almost flat like a table. And then breathe out, touch your toes. Breathe in, reach all the way up. Maybe even look up at your wiggling fingers and bring your hands together right in front of your chest, just like this. Like you're coming back to mountain pose. We're going to do that one more time. Breathe in, maybe just a little bit faster. Breathe in, reach up, look up. Breathe out, touch your toes. Breathe in, touch your knees. Breathe out, touch your toes. Reach back up to the sky, maybe look up and bring your hands together right in front of your chest. Take one big breath in. Open up your mouth like that sigh before, as you exhale. Now we'll add on to that just a little bit more. So as you stand up nice and tall here, take a big breath in, big breath out. You'll reach your hands up overhead, maybe even look up, and then touch your toes. Breathe in, touch your knee. Breathe out, bring your hands down and come onto your knees. So hands and knees, tabletop pose. So once you are there, you can start to drop your belly down and let your chest stretch forward. You might even look straight ahead or start to lift your chin, finding cow pose. And then as you press into your hands, round your upper back and drop your head down. Look towards your belly, cat pose. I'm going to do that one more time. Find cow pose as you breathe in. And exhale into cat pose. Can you stretch your upper back like a cat? Come back to neutral, just into tabletop pose. And then maybe start to just move your spine in both directions. So like you're creating the letter C. And you can stay here or tuck your toes onto the ground and lift your bottom up and back, downward facing dog. When you're in dog pose, you can like wag your tail or bend one knee at a time and start to stretch one heel down towards the ground at a time. So finding a stretch through the back of the legs. Take one more big breath in, lift up to your toes, and then drop your knees back down to the ground. And start to walk your hands up your legs. You might even just step 1 foot forward here. So as you step 1 foot forward, you can reach the other hand, opposite hand up towards the sky. So if you have your right foot forward, you'll reach your left hand up. And maybe start to look up towards that hand. You can play with balance a bit. Maybe finding a little bit of a stretch. If you want, you can even lean to the side here. So if your right foot is forward, you lean to the right. Left foot is forward, you lean to the left. Come back up to center, and then you'll switch. Other foot forward, opposite hand reaches up. Maybe look up to your fingers. If you want, you can even lean over to the side a bit to deepen that stretch. One more big breath in, and then you'll come back to your knees. One last time in tabletop pose here. You find cow pose, see if you remember, drop the belly, lift the chest, and then round your back, drop your head, cat pose. Coming back to center, and you'll come onto your seat. So you'll come back to a seat. And whether you're standing or you are seated, see if you can make your spine just a little bit taller as you breathe in and breathe out. Maybe you even pretend you have this like breathing ball in between your hands, if that's helpful. Or you can keep your hands on your knees. And we'll take 3 big breaths together again. See if we remember breathing in to get a little bit bigger like a balloon. And breathe out. Just like that breathing ball. 2 more. Breathe in. And out. Nice calming breath. Last one. Excellent job. So bring your feet together. If you are in a seat, your knees come out wide, butterfly pose. So it can feel really, really nice. As you sit up nice and tall. You can stay here, or you can start to fold forward here. So rounding your back. And so it's not about how low you can go. It's just about finding that stretch in the hips. Maybe a stretch in the low back, maybe even the upper back as you drop your head. Stay here and take a big breath in. A long breath out. And then you'll come back up to a seat. You can take your legs long out in front of you. Give them a little shake. And reach your hands up as you breathe in. And fold forward. So again, the idea or the goal is not to be able to touch your toes, but to just find a stretch in the low back. You can bend your knees if you'd like, or take your feet even a little bit wider to then fold forward. If you want a little more, drag your heels forward and fold. And you'll reach back up on an inhale. And make sure you have enough space behind you. You'll slowly come onto your back. You'll point your toes forward and reach your arms overhead. Find that long, long stretch. And hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and maybe even rock side to side. Happy bug pose. You can send your feet up towards the ceiling or towards the sky and start to roll your ankles again. Wiggle your toes, maybe wiggle your legs. You might even reach your arms as well. Wiggle the arms, wiggle the fingers. And drop your feet down towards the ground. Take your arms down along your sides. One last pose here. Start to just lift your feet up. Bridge pose. So you're creating a bridge with your body. Making a little bit more strength in your legs. Take one more breath in and slowly release down. Drag your feet forward. Bring your hands to your belly. Close your eyes. And just taking a little bit of a rest here. So as you breathe and you move, both of those things are so important, but what is equally important is taking the time to rest and reset. If you can relax your toes, relax your legs, your belly, the chest and the shoulders, even the neck. Relax the arms. Relax the fingers and even the face, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, even your ears. And if you need to, take a breath in. Calm breath out. See if you can let your body relax. Maybe ask your body to be still just for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a big breath in. Slow breath out. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, rock your head side to side. Maybe even arms overhead, point your toes forward for that long, long stretch. And start to bend your knees. You can hug them into your chest, maybe even roll to the side and just come back up to a seat, the same shape where you started. Sitting up nice and tall, either hands on your knees or one hand to your belly, one hand to your chest. Maybe keep your eyes closed as you take one more big breath in, like you're filling up that balloon. And a slow breath out to feel that sense of Calm. You can, if you'd like, bring your hands together. And at the end,